Hello, welcome to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen, the Junk Journal Geek, in case you haven't visited us before. And today I'm going to be playing with some of the things that BB Crafts sent me. If you have been here before, you may have seen my video a few days ago showing me opening the package and what I received. So today I'm going to play with some of those things. Now, I did say when I was opening that package, because I had some dies that cut like postage stamp shapes, I would make some of these with you on camera. These are how I use up my scraps usually. I just cut them up, you know, with scissors with this fancy edge. And I sit and do that either in the garden when it's nice or in front of the telly, because I don't really have to pay attention to what I'm doing, and it's a quick way of using bits and pieces up. Max, what have you got? Excuse me a moment. Sorry about that. So when I opened my package, I had these dies, and we've got like large postage stamps, slightly smaller postage stamps, and then two sort of ticket strips. So I thought we would play with these to make some of these, because I'm hoping that the effect will be better than using the scissors. Having said that, when I use the scissors, obviously I can cut around an exact shape I want, whereas these are in strips, so it's going to take a bit of fiddling about and playing around with, but we'll work it out together. I've also got the stamp set they sent me, so I'm trying to make sure I don't glare this too much. It's got a little postmark in there, so I thought we could use that. And I've also pulled out my stamp set that I usually use when I make these. Can't remember where I got this from. I think it was free with a magazine actually, but that's also got postage mark stamps there, so we might use those. Max, in your bed. Literally, I'm sure he knows I've put the camera on. He goes and stands at the back door whining, and he's literally just been out. Right, and I've also got out, as I say, usually I use my scraps, but bearing in mind that these are in strips, so I can't be as exact. I've got out sort of bigger things. These are all leftovers from journals I've made before that are on my desk. And I've got some tatty old brown packaging paper to use as my faux envelope background. So you'll notice on here, my image is stuck onto a piece of brown paper to make it look like it's just been torn from a used envelope. So I think I've got everything I need. I've got some black ink, and I've got some masking tape so that I can position these, because as I say, if I was cutting this out with scissors, I'd just cut around there, but as I've got to try and position these, I'm going to have to take them down. So, but we'll have a go and we'll see what we can come up with. So most of these are from what was the Digital Collage Club. It's now called Making and Creating, I believe. And all these pages were on my desk because I'd pulled them out because I thought I might use them in the autumn journal. I didn't. And these are all left over from making previous journals. The Fox journal, I think, and maybe the gardening journal. I can't remember. I've used them in other journals, and I've also got my pack of papers left over from when I made my bee journal. So I've got plenty of things to play with there. I've refilled my art glitter glue. I've got a page to glue on. So let's make a start. I am going to have to pause you when I go away and cut these, because I can't get my big shot underneath my camera, so you just have to use your imagination. But I'm sure most of you have seen cutting machines used before, and you know how it all works. So what I'm going to do, I'm just working out which would be best for this. I think this one. I'm going to put this on sort of diagonally, and then I'll get the big flower in that one and most of the two little ones in that one. Hopefully this will all make sense once I cut it and you can see what we end up with. So I'm thinking I could put something else to cut here. So this is probably what's going to be most time consuming, is, you know, fiddling about trying to get things in the frame. That's not wide enough, so I can't use that. Is there anything on here that would look pretty? That one might just... to try and get these in the right space. I've already started this video once today, so I hope I'm not repeating myself because I don't know what I said in which video. But I started this once before. Went to grab my masking tape and on camera, and of course somebody's borrowed my masking tape, so I had a rummage, and I've got heat transfer tape, sellotape, double-sided tape, packaging tape, all the tapes apart from masking tape. And then the washing machine started its feral spin, so I turned you off and thought I'll go and make sure I've got everything I need and I'll start again. I hope I've made sure I've got everything I need. We will see. Now these dies were originally all attached, you know, this and the two ticket ones. I've pulled them apart. I've got a sharp bit there, so I'm going to have to remember that and give that a bit of attention at some point, because I will cut myself on that if I leave it there. So that's one ready to go through the machine. And then let's see what we can do with this one. Sorry if this seems faffy, but at least you get to see, you know, what we're doing. Maybe if I cut these apart, I might be able to position them. Oops, I've lost a bit. Come back. And if you've never done anything like this before, it might be helpful for you to see how you can make these things work, you know, when it's different to what you would normally do. I'm hoping this will work. I could do this and then when I cut them out it all goes horribly wrong, but at least we'll learn together. So we've got the mushrooms in that one, and then scissors. Maybe if we cut this down, we could fit this in here. Like that. I hope this works. I'll look a bit silly, won't I? Or I could just redo the video and you'll never know. Who knows? Who knows which version you're going to see? So we could put... So we're going to have like a set of mushroom stamps here. Now these dies are usually very sharp, so we should be okay to cut through more than one layer. And as I've got the first ones positioned, the fact that I'm popping this over this one shouldn't matter, she says, because we know we've got that one where we wanted it. One can hope. One can hope and dream. Maybe we'll have the eagle here. I think he's an eagle anyway. Try and slide him under here into position. Now I think he might be too close to the top to get him all in, so we'll leave him. Let's see what else we've got. I'm just roughly cutting these down a bit so they're not overlapping quite so much, so that I can see what I'm doing. Sorry if you heard the ping. That's just a message from my mum, but it's not urgent, so we're okay to carry on. As long as I'm still filming. Yes, I'm still filming. Have I gone off screen? Let me move up a little bit, just in case. I noticed that I've had a tendency to work too close to myself, and then you can't see what I'm doing. Right, so we'll get that one in there. And then we need 2 more. Got a lovely owl here. I wonder if I can fit him in. He might be a bit too big. Could get most of him in. Such precision work. So pop him there, and then we would just want one down here. I think the stag might be a bit too big. What else have we got here? I'm just rummaging off to the side through that pile of papers. Surely I've got something I could use. It's not too big. I'm trying to find bits that I've already cut into. Feels less wasteful to do that. Oh, he's far too big. What are you thinking, Karen? Right, let's see what's in the bee bag. Is there anything in here we could use? Looks like I've got lots of bits here. He's just too small. He might work. Oh, he's a bit big, he looks a bit scary. And he's already almost a postage stamp shape, so he would probably be perfect. Let's go with him. Maybe I should have got the bees out first. I seem to have loads of little bits left from that. Right, so I've stuck all of these down in position. I'm going to take these now to my big shot and run them through and cut them all out. So I will be back with you in a moment. Okay, I've run them through. I've left them exactly as they were. I haven't done anything to them. I've just brought them back so that you can see exactly what's happened. So there's the 2 bottom ones, and there's the 2 top ones, so they worked. I wasn't sure if these were like framelits or thinlits. I'm not an expert with the cutting machine, but I did look at the packaging, although it obviously didn't say, because these are not Sizzix. These are from Globeland, but it did show that the dies went on top of the paper rather than the other ones. The paper goes on top of the die, if you see what I mean. Two different ways around. Now obviously we don't want this bit down here, so we can chop that off. We're going to chop them all apart in a minute anyway, but right, let's put that one up there out of the way so it's safe, and then let's see what's occurred here. Are these a success or not? Well, it's definitely cut. Come off. Oops. Well, it's definitely quicker to use scissors, but I do like the way they've come out. They do look more like stamps, don't they? So let's get them all separated so we can see what's what. I do like the way they look. Now on that one, this is the trouble with the positioning. Obviously, I'm going to have to play around with this to get the positioning right, because on this one, I didn't put it quite up far enough. So I've got a little bit of white edge at the top there, but we'll use ink on these anyway, so that won't be noticeable, and I will know for next time. Oh, this one's gone wonky as it's gone through the... I didn't use enough tape, so it's moved. So I haven't got my perforated edge on my B. So that one I will have to do something with. But we'll leave it for now. We'll use the ones that have worked. It's all, you know, a bit of trial and error when you do something new, isn't it? Again, this one... We've got, oh, hang on though, is that, no, that, there we go. These two, again, I've not put them up high enough, so we've got a bit of white at the top, but we will sort that now. All these little bits have stuck to my cutting mat, that's the word. And like, let's cut these. I mean, these are nice if you want to do, if you wanted to use them, you know, as a strip of stamps. It's nice to have that option, isn't it? Rather than doing them all individually. I want to do mine individually, so I'm cutting them out. Right, so next thing I'm going to do, I am going to just disguise that. I'm going to, these edges a little bit. In fact, I think I'll just ink all of the edges because I like it. Max is trying to get under the desk. Sorry about the noise. Max, come out. I don't know what he's trying to get. It's probably a piece of paper falling down there or something. He does like pieces of paper. Max, come out. Sorry for that noise. He's just pulled... Max, leave it. Come away. In your bed. He's just pulled a roll of packaging paper down that I've stashed there, and there's a... My Cricut is plugged in down there. The wire and the adapter is on the floor there, and I'm frightened he's going to pull it and pull the Cricut off or electrocute himself or something. So They do like getting into the most inconvenient spaces, don't they? Cause the most damage possible. Max does anyway. Right, so that's the edges tidied up a bit. I mean, I can still see white on that one, but it's not going to be that noticeable once they're all done. And also, when you buy stamps, you know, there's often slight imperfections, and once they've been through the post, they get all messed up, don't they? So what I'm going to do now is stick all these onto the brown paper and then rip them all out. Tear them all out. So I need to make sure I leave enough space around each one. Ooh, got an upside down owl. I'm just popping them on randomly. I'll give them a bit of a burnish in a minute. That was a leftover piece. Right, let's get these burnished down, just to make sure I don't need any more glue anywhere. That one might need a little bit more. Oops, lost my perforations. That's no good, is it? You don't want to lose your perforations. This one needs a little bit more. Now I'm just deciding whether to rip these out first and then stamp them, or whether I should stamp them and then rip them out. I might stamp them first. So let's start off with the stamp that we received from BB Crafts. I'll have a little bit of black, because when I use digital photo for most things, postmarks are always black, aren't they? And we'll see how this one works. Oh yes, nice. And then let's do some with the other one I have, just so we've got some variety. I'll clean that stamp when I finished and I'm off camera. You don't need to watch me do that. So this one has already got its little tail on, so we can use the full thing on those ones, and then I'm just going to add the lines onto the ones that didn't have lines. So I had the first stamp I used. There we go. So that's that. I'll put those back in a minute. And then all we need to do is do some tearing. Obviously we have to be careful because we don't want to tear through the stamps themselves. Just get these separated and then we'll have a look and see if we want to take anything off or what have you. And obviously I will want to get rid of the straight edges for these ones that are on the side of the paper. I thought I'd made these on camera before, but I remember the last lot I made that's in this little bowl. I remember sitting outside doing those in the sun, so that must have been in the summer. And that was when I wasn't able to film for various reasons, so pretty sure I haven't done this on camera before. But if I have, you know, I haven't done them with those new dies and stamps, so it's all good. It's not the same. So I want these to be quite random shapes because I want it to look like we've just torn them off of an envelope. And I can always tear them down further if they're too big for wherever I want to use them. So I think the verdict is I will do this again, but I think I will also use my scissors as well, and it will depend on the images I have, you know, and the scraps I have, because obviously I can make smaller ones with the scissors, but the scissors definitely don't give the same, you know, this is definitely more realistic. So it swings and roundabouts, and I can, you know, as I say, I can sit and use scissors anywhere, whereas with this I have to get the big shot out. So not that's a bad thing. I love using my big shot. It's just sometimes tricky to find somewhere to put it. So now on this one and that one, I've gone very close to the edge. You know, but that's what would happen when you were tearing stamps off of an envelope, isn't it? So there we are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 faux postage stamps. What do you think? Do you think they came out all right? I quite like those. So I'll pop those in my pot so that I've got them to use whenever I want to. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed watching that. Take care. Look after yourselves, and until next time, enjoy your own crafty time. Bye-bye.